Let's and we are live with Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker's Pandaemonium raids. Anyway, yeah, I'm doing this several days late, 5 apparently. But hey, it needed better armor than what I had, slightly better, but still better. Anyway, Nemgigi nods at you as if she was expecting your arrival. The crystal from beyond. It appears my calculations were correct. I knew that at this very spot I would encounter none other than John, the hero who saw us through the final days. So certain was I of my math that I stood here for, but let's not concern ourselves with that. I am Nemgigi, assistant to one Professor Claudian. We work with the iTscope to observe the ethereal sea and delve into its myriad mysteries. Some mysteries, though, are beyond even our capabilities to unravel. The strange crystal we but recently discovered, for instance, defies our every conjecture. You've been to the center of the star and far beyond it, however, so we hope that you may see something in this crystal that we academics do not. I beg you lend us your well-traveled eye at Aporia. Professor Claudian will be eagerly awaiting your arrival. No, I have not learned how to read in the last 2 weeks since I finished Endwalker. It's been a week, probably. Anyway, Aporia. Will I learn how to read before the year is out? No. No, I will not. Greetings, John, and welcome to my humble laboratory. I am sure Nemgigi has already told you plenty about us, but allow me to introduce myself personally. I'm Claudian, leader of this little research collective. I must admit, I have been nervous about this meeting ever since Nemgigi set out to find you. For a researcher in my field, there is no greater an honor than to meet the first man in history to traverse the ethereal sea and return to tell the tale. The professor speaks often and at length of your deeds, but he has no small number of achievements to his own name. He has peered into the ethereal sea than any other in Charlotte, and the breadth of his knowledge is peerless. Peerless, perhaps, but for a single man, we must seize this precious opportunity to learn what we can from him. Perhaps crack this conundrum that has stumped the three of us for moons. It was we who peered into the fathomless sea from the Antitower in the Dravanian hinterlands. There we spoke with Heidelin and learned of the fate that would befall the star, the final days. Soon thereafter, all researchers moved to Labyrinthos, and through the iTscope did we continue our vigil. As impressive work as the device is, however, it can glimpse but a fraction of the sea's infinite depths. Which brings us to the matter at hand. Not long after the Exodus was declared, we recovered an unusual crystal shard during a routine observation. It appeared before us suddenly, as if propelled to the surface by some unknown force. We found that it possessed an ethereal density that exceeds that of normal crystals by orders of magnitude, and its shape resembles nothing which occurs in the natural world. It was made, not formed. Unfortunately, that was the extent of the information we could glean before we were forced to turn our focus towards the Exodus. The crystal was very nearly forgotten amidst the sudden upheaval. But thanks to the efforts of a certain someone, that crisis is now behind us, and we are free to resume our research. Thus did we decide to seek you out, the dauntless adventurer who delved into the unknown and beheld its innermost secrets, and now we would have you see for yourself. I have somehow avoided any spoilers, and I'm looking scared. Here's the crystal in question. If it resembles aught you have encountered before, even by the smallest degree, please say so. The symbols of the convocation? As I thought you do know what this is. Please tell me everything. It all started 10,000 plus years ago. Oh boy. I see. The Ascians use these to transfer their memories to new vessels. Fascinating indeed. It was plain that this crystal was special somehow, but this revelation surpasses even my considerable expectations. Similar artifacts have appeared throughout the ages. Memories of martial techniques manifested as crystalline shards on the battlefield, or storied stones passed from master to student. A comparison between said artifacts and this crystal may prove a fruitful first step in unveiling its true nature. What do you think, Professor? Ascian memories, windows through which we can gaze upon the convocation of 14. Unlike the crystal in John's story, this one does not bear the mark of the convocation. Who then could these memories belong to? And more importantly, why were they stored in this particular shard? And more importantly still, why was it set adrift on the ethereal sea? Professor! Claudian! Huh? Yes? I'm well aware that contemplation is the key to breakthrough, but there is propriety to consider. We have a guest, one you invited explicitly. Must we do this every time? What? Ah, of course, our guest. Terribly sorry. I do so easily find myself unmoored by the tides of rumination. Perhaps a more engaging use of your time with us would be for you to take up that crystal. If indeed there are memories stored within, they may reveal themselves to you upon contact. If anyone, message, come Pandaemonium, please. Faces grave threat. Star in danger. That expression does not bode well. What did you see? The star's in danger again? Pandaemonium. 'Tis not a word I have heard before. All my knowledge of the ancient tongue serves me. If my knowledge of the ancient tongue serves me, it means all demons. Not a name that inspires optimism, all things considered. In the event that another star-shattering cataclysm is in fact bearing down upon us, I would have the aforementioned examples of crystallized memory to hand. Nemjiji Ruisinad, I trust their procurement to you. If there are more memories to be extracted from this crystal, we will find them. As for you, John, there is a person I'd have you seek, the one who has delivered so dire a warning. Your story tells us that this crystal could very well have been made by one of the ancients. If that is the case, then discerning the nature of this Pandaemonium would require a trip far into the past, to an era before the Sundering. I know of only one individual capable of such a feat, the very hero who traversed time to prevent the world's doom. I must confess, the tales people tell of your adventures beg our belief, and their veracity has been a subject of much debate amongst my peers. After today's meeting, however, there can be no doubt in my mind that every incredible exploit is fact. So I ask you now, return to the past, find out what and where Pandaemonium is, and if we need to be concerned by this message. Thank you. For the time being, you should keep the crystal in possession. I do not think you have seen the last of its memories. And more may be drawn out as you approach their source. Safe travels, and may we meet again soon to share our findings. Hey, we're going to Elpis! Let's go! Oh, wants us to go to Norvrend. Okay. I was just gonna dip into Elpis straight. Hey, I got 600k, 600 plus, 600 plus 1,000 gear. Welcome, my lord. If you wish to go to the Ocular, I should be glad to escort you. Ayo, ayo. If receives this message, hey yo, what the fuck's going on? Come, Pandaemonium, quickly. So instead of it taking us to the source, like in Shadowbringers, it now takes us to Elpit, straight back through time. Ow. I'm pretty sure I just smacked the floor. Like, repeatedly. Ugh. Oh, I hit someone. Could it be? No, of course not. Apologies but for the previous moment, I thought you to be a dear friend of mine. I realize now that such a notion is preposterous. Ayo, how many friends did Azim have? He told me a falling star would appear before me, and I suppose he must be it. Truth be told, I didn't expect the expression to be so literal. I hope he's not directly connected to Azim. That would be annoying, but also fun. Did it not change my Twitter name? Nope, it did. Okay. I was about to be like, excuse me. Themis? Themis? Apologies for not introducing myself properly. My name is Themis. As you can see by my bare face, I am not one of Elpis's observers. Rather, I've come here on assignment, which has been more or less routine up until this very moment. You certainly do know how to make an entrance. I must wonder what brought you here, for displaying that you not belong here, or any place I know for that matter. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. Oh, do I go for the meme response? Pull up the Emetzel Hithlodeus response, or do I go for the what is technically the? I'm gonna go with Amir Limit. Are you investigating Pandaemonium, perchance? It would not surprise me should we share a purpose. If so, we may be able to help one another. But first, might I trouble you to explain how you came to collide with my skull? Interesting, another white robe. Let's see. I believe that dispels any major doubts I had concerning your intentions. Apologies for being so intrusive, but you must understand this is an uncommon occurrence. I shall pry no further, for I am well aware that we all have secrets we must keep. However, if I may, I would very much like to take a look at this crystal of yours. Fascinating. While I cannot say much as to what it contains, it is clear that there are memories stirring within. Memories that speak of something gravely amiss in Pandaemonium. The facility extends beneath Elpis and is overseen by the words of La Habrea. Okay! It houses those creations that are highly valued as research subjects, and highly dangerous to the star. Naturally, it is strictly guarded and under constant surveillance. Several days ago, however, an unnatural shift in the flow of its surrounding ether was detected. Soon thereafter, all communications from Pandaemonium ceased. I'm here as representative of an organization that works directly with the Convocation, and I've been tasked with investigating this incident. Now that there is some measure of transparency between us, might I offer a suggestion as to what we should do next? During the course of your investigation, you may discover valuable artifacts. These can be exchanged for equipment by speaking with Myleni in Aporia or Dijol in Razat Han. I know where the Razat Han one is, because there was a bunch of people gathered around the stall that had no NPC in it. So I kind of figured out that that's where he is at. We're just gonna collect all of the determination. Now then, my proposal is a simple one. Let us journey to Pandaemonium together. Our destination is the same, and I suspect the arrangement would work to our mutual benefit. Besides, I should have no trouble gaining us both access. I do hope you agree. I would be loath to part ways from the falling star I'd been waiting so long for. Originally, I planned to conduct my investigation with the friend I mentioned earlier. He had also noticed the anomaly near Pandaemonium, so it only seemed natural that we should investigate it together. However, he eventually decided that it would be unwise for us both to go. If two members of our organization were seen poking our heads about restricted facilities, it would raise questions, you see. I decided to go alone, but he left me with these words: "Fear not, for in my absence a star shall fall before you." While I could not comprehend his meaning at the time, I believe now I understand. He does have a way of being right about these things. I wonder who the friend is. Even so, his hints of what to come are generally more cryptic. I suppose I should have kept my gaze to the heavens. Suffice it to say that I am grateful for your presence either way. As for the matter at hand, we must first gain permission from the words of La Habrea for entry into Pandaemonium. There ought to be a speaker waiting at Anagnorisis. Interesting. I, of course, do not have flight here unlocked because... Bruh. Anyone see how many there are here? And then you look at Shadowbringers, and the only one I have is Ilmeg. Oh, I almost have Almarang. I need one more. That's interesting. Because the quest ones I don't count on the counter. I'm only counting the like all over the place. I want to go look for this then. The quest ones are pretty much guaranteed, easy peasy. So as the Azim Step and the Ruby Sea are the next ones. I probably could find the. It's specifically these that are issues. Like Garlemald, there's one that's like 30, 40 yalms above me. When you stand like under it. Now, I'm of course gonna eventually do them, but like, it's just annoying to. I'll do them after the others. I do them passively, right? So like. I kind of want to meet La Habrea here, right? Like, I know post the world being sundered and him having to wait 10,000 years, the only one who was like the same is Emmet Selk. Like La Habrea, Elidibus, Fandaniel. I mean, Logrif is pretty okay, but like the rest of them are not the most sane. What a fascinating etheric signature. Ahem. In accordance with the convocation's request, the two of you have been granted leave to observe Pandaemonium. I shall register your ether for the records. From this point on, you may freely come and go from Pandaemonium as you please. It works in conjunction with the convocation, which means it's not part of the convocation, so it's not Azim. That much we can tell. Might be Vina. And our etheric signature is that of the current Azim, so that, I mean, convenient. Now that was a painless process. I take this as a sign that we were meant to conduct our investigations together. Of course, while you have been permitted entry into the facility, the specimens housed inside must be handled with the utmost care. You are to hear the warder's instructions at all times. Kill everybody. I got it. Those who conduct their work within Pandaemonium are called warders, for their role with respect to the creatures within. General creations that pose a threat to the safety of the star must be undone. However, the words of La Habrea has deemed certain such creations as worthy of further study, interring them within the facility. Those who spend their days in Pandaemonium are not merely researchers. They must work tirelessly to ensure that none of their subjects slip their shackles. For all intents and purposes, the place is a dungeon. Perhaps such a comparison arouses frightful imagery, but Pandaemonium is a frightful place. I know not the purpose of your investigation, but if you discover aught that merits a report, pray do so with utmost haste. Master La Habrea shall guide us upon the proper course of action from there. Then I take it that means you have detected nothing amiss as of late. The warders have reported nothing that would cause alarm. Minor fluctuations in ether have been observed, but surely Master La Habrea would have acted if they were anything worth worrying about. I see. It appears La Habrea is kept well abreast of the goings-on here. Then. I hope I'm not overstepping my boundaries by asking, but you seem to be quite familiar with Master La Habrea. Do you know him? Oh, the stories I could tell you. You are no mere familiar, are you? Master La Habrea is not known for being generous with his time. That one would have stories of his company almost beggars belief. Regardless, while I doubt I need to tell you this, he is of the convocation. Take care that your actions do not hinder his work. And with that, we are free to make our way to Pandaemonium. The news that will take us there is on the eastern bank of Lethe. Or Lethe? Let us delay no further. Again, Elpis should not have ether currents. It is the world unsundered. It should not have them, but, you know. It probably only has them just simply for, Hey, yo, are we seriously gonna go around? Bro. But it's more for, like, what's the word? I forget the word. This happens a lot. We know the way my brain is just barely functional at this point. Continuity. It's for continuity's sake. As always in Elpis, we do not use the mounts. Others may. They are free to mess about with the timeline as they please. But I am choosing to have a small footprint as much as possible. Don't wanna have like weird ass creatures in the future or something. Shit. This is where we chase down Meteon. Before shit hit the fan, and the question of, John, when will the fucking meme die and you get on the mount? Apparently not right now, because I'm under attack. Oh, I just blocked it. Just straight up blocked it. It's now. I can't make it from there, so I have to go by land. Seeing the kit, and I'm just like, I want a cat. I had to contain my surprise for the sake of appearances, but is it true that you two have met Labre in the flesh? I find you more fascinating by the moment. Still, I shall refrain from asking too many questions. Secrets will make our journey all the more intriguing. We shall come to know each other in time, I wager, or else why would fate have orchestrated our meeting? In any case, let us be off. Truth be told, this will be my first time beholding the fabled Pandaemonium with my own eyes. Here's to new adventure, eh? Oh ho ho. It do be a bit chilly in here. It is much as I feared. The speaker seemed in such high spirits that for a moment I thought the ethereal regularity not nearly so grave important as I had imagined. Alas, 'twas a fleeting and vain hope. To gaze upon this complex network of chains and wards, the untrained eye might not sense anything awry. No effort has been spared in making this place impenetrable. I can't believe I'm doing this stuff on launch. Oof, it's amazing. Even the finest of masterworks is not without its flaws, however. Someone or something is tampering with the protections. It is working from within, eroding them from the inside out. Fear not, there's no immediate danger. I reinforced what protections I could the moment we arrived. This will not put an end to whatever is occurring, but it shall at least serve to slow its progress. One small victory, though the road ahead of us is yet long. Yes, powerful forces are at work here. Hey, Hermes, what the fuck did you make? The silence in the air speaks volumes. While I do not expect a bustling facility, I see not a single warder. Our first course of action should be to seek one out, wherever they may be. However, there's something you must know. The magic I wove upon entering requires my constant awareness. That is to say, if we are forced to fight, I cannot risk joining you in battle. Should I lose focus, Pandaemonium's protections will rapidly crumble before the force assailing them. Were there another way, I'd gladly choose it, but let us at least be grateful that neither of us is here alone, trapped in hopeless circumstances. If we should fail to find a peaceable solution, then I hope that I can rely on your strength to see us through. This request doesn't come as a surprise. At least you received it with good humor. Rest assured, I do not mean to stand by idly while you risk life and limb. I hope to be able to lend at least a touch of magic support. That also does not come as a surprise. Creation magics do have their uses in that regard. I had it in mind to use your ether as basis for illusory allies that will fight at your side. Perhaps 7 shall do? Not exactly an army, but by the looks of you, a formidable band nonetheless. So that's how they're explaining it. Then so shall it be. Now, what I wonder awaits us in Pandaemonium's pitiless halls. So that's how they're explaining that. Asphodelos, the first circle, now accessible. That was fast. And now we wait. You know, considering it only came out 5 days ago, I figured a lot more people would be doing it. Though yesterday was Christmas, so. Eh. I don't know how to feel about this. I'd pull up a YouTube video or something to watch, but one, I'm out of videos to watch on YouTube. And two, I don't want to have to download the VOD and edit the YouTube video parts out. So we're just sitting here quietly. Damn, I have to actually split this into like multiple. We're gonna be here for 30 minutes. Probably longer. This is lovely. Okay, well, enjoy the music. I'm gonna be right back. Ayo! Never mind. I can't risk it. We're suddenly 2 away. More than 30 minutes. Oh, God. At least the music is good. I'm gonna go eat some shit because I'm bored. Okay, only like 15, 16 minutes, but still, that's a lot of time. Especially considering I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die repeatedly. The world unsundered. Asphodelos of the first circle. I'll save them. I must. This appears to be one of the warders we seek, but I'm afraid he's in no state to answer questions. Perhaps you can bring him to his senses. Oh, great. Beating up the ancients again. Warder of the Condemned, Erechthonius. Hey, what a red mage! Let's go. I need to pay more attention. I need to stop going like full tunnel vision. Okay, okay. It's like World of Darkness. When I'm overwhelmed by ice, I need to go into the fire. When I'm overwhelmed by fire, I need to go to ice. Sorry, what was that I was told early in the morning about this being that bad, that death will be all I see when I memed about it? I don't think I died once in that. But let's be real here, that was 100% on the fucking dealers. Need Hey yo, I got 0 on some of them. Wow, I only got 1 of them. That was a thrilling display, and if I may be so vaunting, the warriors I spun from your ether fought even more splendidly than I had anticipated. I suppose they were cut from excellent cloth, after all. We should wait until this man regains his senses. He wears the robes of a warder. And I'd be very curious to know what drove him to attack us sight unseen. Yeah, it is a bit weird. Do I poke him with my big stick? Not that big stick. John, he stirs. What came over me? It's coming back to me. My mind was filled with a storm of desperation, anger. I leapt at you, though I knew not of your intentions. Pray accept my apologies and my thanks. Had you not knocked some sense back into me, I may have fallen upon someone less capable of defending themselves. You mean like the researchers in Elpis? Right outside? I am Erechthonius, a warder of Asphodelos, Pandaemonium's highest layer, in the place we're in now. One must wonder why you are so desperate to keep us out. What is happening at Pandaemonium? The creations interred within Asphodelos have been set free and stalk its halls to no end but violence. That is not good, to say the least. Has this ever happened before? No, never. Each level of Pandaemonium is under the charge of a key ward, who keeps strict control over the most minute aspects of their domain. They're selected with great care, and the loyalty to Master La Habrea is absolute. Yet something has gone terribly wrong. Try as we might to hold the line, the chaos within is overwhelming. I hardly realized that I had become separated from my colleagues. I remember a chorus of whispers assailing my senses, and afterwards only flashes of rage and fury. Then blackness from which I awoke to find that whatever had overcome me was gone. I see, your senses may have been muddled by magics that affect the mind, perhaps the selfsame ones that saw you separated from the other warders. Whatever had taken hold of me, thank you for releasing me from its clutches. Thank you. That you've come here from the surface must mean some word of our plight has reached the outside world. If you know anything that may help, pray tell. Oh, that was actually pretty fun. Oh, I know it totally could get harder from here. Horror among the horrors. So Pandaemonium's protections are indeed being dismantled from within. By the same individual or individuals that released its captives and set them upon you, no doubt. Such knowledge avails us little, however, if we cannot ascertain their identity. Themis, was it? You said you worked for an organization under the auspices of the Convocation. Were they to receive word of what has transpired here? What measures would they take? Doubtless they would consider this place to be a lost cause. Pandaemonium's ties to the outside world would be severed, or perhaps it would be wiped from existence entirely. As I thought, were the creatures to escape into the outside world, there would be untold carnage. The words of La Habrea would never risk that, despite what value the research subjects may hold. All the more reason to work with haste. If we can't expect further help, then it falls upon me to save the others. I'll not leave them behind. You would go alone. I won't leave the other warders to face certain doom. I know they fight for survival even now. They wouldn't abandon their duty. They would see the creatures return to their cells at all costs. And so I must do the same. Themis, I know the request I'm about to make of you is a monumental one, but please say not a word of this to the convocation until I've been given a chance to set things right. Forgive my rudeness, Ericthonius, but my decision cannot be swayed by emotion. You would only be consigning yourself to an early death. Strength and resolve alone cannot win in the face of overwhelming odds. That being said, our investigation has only just begun, and we would be remiss to turn back ere we've made an exhaustive survey. So for the time being, there is slightly more than resolve to rely upon. Yeah, duty. I knew you would be all too eager to join us. Each moment since you fell from the skies has been more interesting than the last. More and more you remind me of my dear friend, which goes some way toward encouraging me that this matter will yet reach a satisfactory conclusion. So, you agree to help? For the moment our goals align, the protective magics of Pandaemonium yet hold, so for the moment time is in our favor. Let us proceed upon the course you and John have set us upon. Themis and John, yes, thank you. The warders owe you a great debt already. We shall be glad to have someone familiar with Pandaemonium's halls by our side. A party of three is ever so much more entertaining than a pair of two. Now let us turn our attention to rescuing your colleagues. Perhaps it would be wise to approach the gates in case any have followed you out. Oh, I need to use the facilities. So I would kindly ask this cutscene to end. Quest complete! We've done it! We've gotten through a quarter. And with that, I will be right back. I'm back. Under the surface, Electronius is peering into the depths of Pandaemonium. Not a sound can be heard from within, which means neither creature nor warder has made it this far. We should begin forming a plan to save them at once. Forgive me if I misunderstand, but do you mean to rescue the warders and creations both? Naturally, although they may be dangerous, they're valuable research subjects. I wouldn't see our labor, our untold hours of study go to waste. I dare say Labre would smile to hear you say such a thing. That is, if we had cause to report this incident to him. Smile, I'm not sure his face is capable of such warmth. Ah, so you have met him before. I was under the impression he rarely visited Pandaemonium. I have, yes. My mentor was the previous head of this facility. That is to say, La Habrea's predecessor in the position of Chief Keyword. Her name was Athena, and she was a researcher with the words. 'Twas she who appointed me to this position, in fact. I see. I did not know there was a Chief Keyword before La Habrea. Your motivation to save your research subjects is not entirely driven by duty to the words, then. Then you wish also to preserve the work of your mentor. You've the right of it. I'm lacking in ideas of how to go about that. However, I'm a mere warder and cannot wield internment magics. Ah, but of course, I can hardly expect you to be versed in the magics we use here. If you recall, during our battle earlier, I bound you in ethereal shackles. Internment is a more refined and powerful magic based upon the same principles. While both are used to keep our subjects docile, only the keyword of each tier is permitted to use internment. Even if I were allowed, I lack the aptitude to use the spell to any notable effect. Fascinating. I have some knowledge of these forms of spellcraft, actually. Labre himself established the foundation, if I recall. While shackles are meant to bind an object in place for a short time, internment freezes the very space around it for as long as the caster wills. Indeed, while the illusory beings you summon in our fight suggested as much, I see your knowledge of magic is vast. Perhaps you've already mastered the art of internment, and I've been lecturing you like a child all this time. I'm afraid my knowledge ends there. I have not the precise understanding of how the invocations interact with natural laws that would be needed to cast such spells with any consistency. While I consider myself well versed in various magics, I would be ill-advised to assume the duties of keyword without instruction. That being said, if I were to learn more of internment and its inner workings, perhaps. Well, you have a word to say. Well, the solution is obvious when you put it like that. Erithonius, you imply that what prevented you from performing internment was lack of magical capacity. What if I supplemented your power with my own? Would the spell succeed then? I can't say for certain. I've never heard of such a thing being done. I believe it may be our best recourse. That is, of course, assuming you can perform the initial rites and incantations flawlessly. Even the smallest misstep and we would have to start over. No pressure. You needn't worry about that. I've seen the spells cast so many times that their motions have been burned into my memory. I won't disappoint. Very well, let us work out the specifics afterwards. Once we do, we can test out our methods on one of the escaped creatures. Though I suppose there is the matter of finding one. It would be foolish to rush in blindly, lest we find ourselves surrounded with naught but an untested stratagem at our disposal. Nay, I prefer to engage a single creature that John could dispatch on his own if the spell were to go awry. I agree, and I may have an idea in that regard. I recall seeing the hippocampos wandering the waterways during my flight. Perhaps it's still there. Few of the subjects housed within Asphodelos are fond of water, and I believe we'll be able to engage the beast without fear of unwanted guests. Then that shall be our first target, or perhaps subject is a better term. Before we commence with the interment magics, the creature should be weakened to a sufficient degree. I believe I can trust you with that task. We're just gonna immediately jump in the fray? As dependable as ever, once you have given it a thorough trouncing, we shall bind this hippocampus with the keywords magic. Keywords magic. Until then, my illusions shall fight by your side. The hippocampus will be alone, but it's a daunting opponent nonetheless. Its magic warps the environment around it, and it will be at home amidst the waterways. Steel yourself for a fight. Time for the second circle! Right? The second circle, now accessible. Actually, I want to check something. Eden's Gate. 425. Okay. Eden's Verse. 455. That is upsetting. 485. Oh god. That means the next set of raids is gonna require me to grind more armor. What? Oh, I hate my life. Do Kyotos really not have like a key? Hold up. There we go. Yes, I just jumped from the thing procking. No, that's not the last time that'll happen. It's also not the first time that's happened, I don't think. Oh. The Hippocampos. Mythic creation. Hail the ugly. Ass and scholar. Oop. Oh, for the... Well, I expected shit to hit the fan. Oh, I'm dead. My bad. I still died. Even after I healed myself with second wind, I still died. So, I'm just gonna say this now. The tank buster sound scares the crap out of me. And I'm a DPS. Okay, I may have been just in range then? I don't know. That limit break did not sound ominous at all. Game! What the fuck? I need to figure out how to read this thing. Or come in with Dancer. They have the same last name. So they're likely, playing together. I'd also probably shit-talking the fact that I kept dying. But, you know. I suck, so. I do need to get good. Ayo, they're in that's not okay. It looks like Crypt Liquor. It is not. It is glammed to look like Crypt Liquor. And now we wait. $220 seconds. Bro, that's 4 minutes. Nope, they DC'd. That's funny. Oh, I can give player accommodation. Oh, there's 3 of them. You can tell everyone is sat here waiting for the thing because they want it. We all are here waiting. I want my loot. Honestly, this just means that I just do the first one over and over again. Oh, Samurai's back. Wow, I got one of them. Oh, that one's just straight up 0. I'm definitely not good at that one. Oh, yeah, it's gone. Look, I want the loot. I knew that you were no mere mercenary, but to make such clean work of the hippocampus. Seasoned fighters scarcely have occasion to visit Pandaemonium, let alone display their skills. Master takes all forms indeed. Needless to say, our plan worked to perfection, in no small part thanks to you two. Themis' power is more than enough to complete the interment. Spellcasting was never my strong suit, but that also made me feel like a proper magos. Truly, having seen your abilities firsthand in your fight with John, I beg to disagree. Shackles is the one exception, and 'tis only because I've been forced to practice it since I was but a small child. Other magics leave me feeling completely out of my depth. Regardless, it seems luck is on my side to guide me to you. We may prove the impossible possible after all. The fires of creation. Themis is pondering the road ahead. While our success at sealing away the hippocampus is certainly heartening, the fact that we have yet to see any other warders concerns me. The key ward of Asphodelos is nothing if not cautious. Doubtless he has gathered what warders he could and retreated to a safe area. Let us hope so. It occurs to me that I know little of the key wards besides their magical prowess. Is there aught more you can share? Of course, a man named Hesperos is in charge of Asphodelos. Not only does he have a thorough knowledge of the creatures here, but he takes great pains to be a mentor to each of the warders under his charge. He has done much to ensure that I flourished here, in spite of my ineptitude and magic, and I've always known him to be the sort of man who faces difficult decisions with unwavering composure. Furthermore, key wards are not only masters of interment, they can also bend the hallways of Pandaemonium to their will with creation magic. So with all this in mind, I'm certain that so long as Hesperos guides them, the other warders are safe. I can see why absolute control over the environs is imperative. Had we faced the hippocampus upon arid sands instead of the waterways, I suspect the battle would have ended much more quickly. Yeah. In any case, if this Hesperos is as capable in carrying as you say, we would do well to seek him out as soon as we can. He has, like as not, taken your colleagues to a secure location. The safest place would be the innermost circle of Asphodelos. From there, they would flee to Abyssos if hard-pressed. Even should they have sought safe haven within the other circles, if we make for the fourth, we ought to encounter them on the way. Indeed, and we shall gain a comprehensive understanding of the situation within Asphodelos, which will be essential in determining whether we ought to continue down to Abyssos. The rub, of course, is that I myself possess no power to bend the circles to my will. Instead, we must proceed through the central corridor, which was barred by the Phoenix last I checked. Phoenix. I have heard the name before. A fiery bird with eternal life. Beyond unquenchable brilliance, the perfected concept boasts nigh boundless restorative powers, if I recall. Truly an exemplary feat of creation magics. Perfection is ever built on the back of failure, however, and La Habrea suffered countless missteps during his experiments. And he was hardly the only one. This phoenix will be but one of many attempts at the concept gone awry. Aye, far from evoking wonder, our phoenix is a creature of fury and wrath, and seeks only to turn the world to ash. Thus was it confined within Pandaemonium. So it's like a false phoenix. Development of the concept continued elsewhere, but as the moons turned, more and more researchers abandoned the project as an impossibility, save for La Habrea and his words. When I received word that at long last La Habrea had succeeded where so many others had failed, I was nearly overcome. Pray tell, how did the warders of Pandaemonium celebrate their master's accomplishment? I don't believe we did. The research of the words of La Habrea has little consequence to our work here, save for those rare times he charges us with a new specimen. Truth be told, I don't remember anyone making note of the occasion. But enough reminiscing. We must make ready to confront the phoenix. While it is possible that it flew off into some other wing of Pandaemonium, we would make that assumption at our own peril. Better to assume that we'll need to bring Asphodelos' most unruly subject to heel. I certainly see no reason to delay. The phoenix's power over flame will avail it far less in a barren corridor than elsewhere, so it may well serve us to subdue it sooner rather than later. What? Seems whoever's behind this can alter the space around us at will. We face an uphill battle. Impossible. If those were creation magics at work, then that means... Let us confront that reality after we've conquered the enemy in front of us. Every drop of our focus shall be required if we are to enter the phoenix. So, the big bads are the keywords. Third circle, now accessible. We did it in almost 15 minutes, even with me dying repeatedly. Yeah. yesterday's TikTok went over 600. $632. I wonder how many views it got on YouTube since they didn't post it to YouTube first. $13. That's not too bad. It's more than I normally get. Shorts really are broken on YouTube. Might be the tech, honestly. Hey, it's got a like. Let's go. Not too bad, not too bad. I do be doing the good. I still love the fact that I got like 600 plus views on it on TikTok. I'm just like, TikTok has an infinitely better algorithm, apparently. Which, to be fair, we've known this. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, I'm lucky I noticed that. I dodge. I take damage. Oi, 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 oi. Don't bring it closer to me! Ah, I'm just gonna stay far away from it. Oh, oh, word. Oh! Anyone notice our warrior's name? I'm just gonna bring attention to it and not make any more comments on that. Bro, I need swift cast. Oh, I'm dead. Bump, 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 bump. Am I allowed to blame arthritis for me just barely being in frame of the attacks? Because if I am, I blame my arthritis. If not, then fuck. Oh, so cool. Fire's consuming the field. No shit. I'll take that out. We're really out here with the double hits. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Wait, what? I just took a tank buster at half DPS health. Yeah, I was not surviving that. I was not going to survive that one. Help! I just suck apparently. Whoa, 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 what the what? I feel dumb. This game makes me feel dumb sometimes. But I'm glad to see the balance issues have not been resolved. Although this isn't as bad as like base Endwalker, that one was, some of those fights were just... Am I gonna die? We're gonna make it through this, but oh my lord, are we gonna make this through with me being alive or a dead body? I've been dying this entire fight. At this point, I'm surprised when I'm alive. I apologize, man. I'm just looking, man. I'm sorry, sorry. What's going on? I survived it. I did not contribute very much to that. I was gonna say at all, but no, I did a bit. But to be fair, I'm like a min item level. Like, there's very little survivability that I can do right now. Whew. I got the armor of Asphodelos! Now I just need 10 million more! No, I need like 2 more. No, that's the way mark. Yeah, that's right. Oh, okay. The tank giving us directions is saying it's fine. Or at least it's expected. I feel less bad. With that, the Phoenix shackled once more. However, there's yet the matter of this arena. As you told us, there's but one person in Asphodelos with the ability and authority to wield such magics. Though fortunately it appears he has saved us the trouble of finding him. A contemptible display as befits an inferior specimen. I thought it was supposed to be nice. Even so, I expected it would at least delay your advance. Imagine my surprise when I saw the chains of interment drag the phoenix back to its cage. Either the bird is even more of a failure than its creators care to admit, or you're no mean trespassers. I had hoped our suspicions were misplaced, but alas. Keyword Hesperos. Why? Why have you brought such chaos to your beloved Pandaemonium? Pandaemonium, pitiless, impenetrable, and utterly steadfast, unlike those charged with its keeping. What has possessed you? I don't understand. Oh, Eric Thonios. Must you pester me with these inane questions? Think for yourself. Surely you can muster a theory or two with that dim wit of yours. Then again, you have never been one for insight. Why Master La Habrea suffers your mediocrity, I shall never understand. You may look like him, but you're not the Hesperos I know. Something has warped you too, from the inside out. The keyword I knew had compassion for all those under his charge, but be they clad in robes or shackled in chains. Was that all a farce? Did you hide your contempt for us all these years? Those who are content to merely glimpse the water's surface are doomed to be dragged into its depths. You prove my opinion of you with every word. My mind is clearer than it has ever been. Even now, seeing you feebly ask for answers makes the bile rise in my throat. Such wasted potential to be son to Master La Brea, yet no more skilled with magic than a newborn babe. But of course, it's always about La Habrea. Silence, you're not worthy to utter his name. For one, to be grateful to witness a feat beyond your meager abilities, beyond your shallow reckoning. I have slipped the surly bonds of mortality. Oh, what the fuck did you do? I have become one with our mythic creations and rid myself of imperfections. I stand upon the threshold of godhood. As a Hemitheos, shall I serve Master La Brea, ever faithful unto the end of days. He's a half-god? And he shall require no other. I think not! Are you so blinded by arrogance that you have lost sight of what it means to serve? Erechthonios is more capable than you could ever know. It was thanks to his instruction that I was able to master the art of interment, but how to wield it and how to break, both how to wield it and how to break free of it. John, let's quit this place. Whatever poison has corrupted Hesperos' mind, it is plain his power far eclipses our own. We must have time to gather our strength. So that's what the arc is gonna be, at least for this part. Weaklings though they may be, it takes a singular aptitude to master interment so quickly, to say nothing of how swiftly that familiar laid low the phoenix. Regardless, their noble aims will be their undoing, where they fritter away their strength and calming the beasts of Asphodelos. I continue my work. Even should they survive long enough to reach the heart of my domain, naught shall await them but doom. I eagerly await your arrival, Erechthonius. Even dullards have their uses. Oh, is he like the big bad boss with the 12th fight? Or is he just the big boss of this part? That's what I want to know. My darkest suspicions have been realized. We face the key ward of Asphodelos himself. More than that revelation, however, Erechthonius worries me. He loves that spit arrows for his compassion, but received naught but scorn for whatever the key ward has become. He has said little since our return. I only hope that the shock of recent events does not prove to be a death knell for his resolve. I shall be right back. Ah, blah, 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 blah. I'm back. Suffering is nigh. Oh, we get all the big boys. Let's see. Skill speed. Spell speed. We'd have. So we got 7? No, I already have 10. Okay. So 10 versus 9. I should get piety then. Piety, I have 6. Okay. Now, of course, I'm not going to use the 9s at all. The ones we want to use are going to be the 10s, but I think the 10s require, like, armor that isn't available yet. No! 10s is 560. That's weird. Oh, they're both 560. Weird. You know what? I need to check something. Level 80 gear guide. Weathered weapons. The weather weapons 430. We're doing this. 425. So yeah, it should be 455 then, or 555. Okay, so we have confirmed that there's some weirdness going on. There's some weirdness going on with Endwalker. It's confirmed. Because anyone can check the weather, the level 80 job stuff, which is the weathered stuff. That's 430, and as we can see, I don't have any of the weathered gear. If I did, I would show it. But as you can see, 425, and anyone can double check that with the weather, 430. So that means the fact that this is 465 to the job gears 460 is weird. For what comfort can say Ericthonius. Much of them loathe to disturb Ericthonius, so soon after what just occurred, I'm afraid circumstances do not afford us the luxury of time. Perhaps it'll do him well to speak about recent events concerning both the key ward and his father. His father that I let... Oh. I don't think I should be the one who talk about his dad. Ayo, son, look. I'll kill your dad in about 10... Well, actually, no, I didn't kill him. I'm pretty clear of that. That was, what's his name? Thornton. Sucks to suck. The creation of the ward which surrounds Pandaemonium was an astounding feat of magical prowess, a feat accomplished by none other than La Habrea. That both my father and I can bind others in chains is perhaps the only thing that we have in common. Ah, so it is true. I am La Habrea's son, bereft of his talent for magics or his brilliant mind, but his son nonetheless. Surely this doesn't come entirely as a surprise to you. Nay, I had an inkling when you said you had practiced ethereal shackles since childhood. Assuming you haven't been employed here quite that long, it had to indicate some long-held connection with La Habrea. 'Twas La Habrea that taught me how to cast ethereal shackles, but that was it. My further education was overseen by the words of La Habrea. More specifically, my mother, who was a researcher there. You did speak of Athena, chief keyword before La Habrea. She is your mother, yes? How astute. I can see now why you were chosen to lead this investigation. You have the right of it. Athena was my mother, and it was she who invited me to join her here. La Habrea had nothing to do with it. I see there's little love lost between you two. What I cannot see is why La Habrea was appointed chief keyword when another was already in place. Was in place. My mother is no longer with us. And La Habrea was all too eager to assume her responsibilities, with nary a moment spared to mourn her. What love do I owe him now, when he offered not one drop of compassion then? Ooh. Yeah, sounds about right. Ah, I see. She's no longer with us. An expression to convey the end of a life. I have known only the public face of La Habrea. While he is lauded for his ability to maintain composure in the face of unnerving circumstances, I admit that oft he comes across as cold. Yeah, sounds about right. That does sound like La Habrea. The La Habrea of 10 millennia from now. Apologies, but can we speak of something else? This topic isn't an easy one for me to discuss. No, we cannot. Of course, there are more pressing matters at hand, after all, namely how to deal with Hesperos. We have yet to see the other warders. Judging by what we know, we can surmise that Hesperos has confined them somewhere beyond our grasp. And now that he is aware of our presence, he will be preparing for our next encounter. We cannot expect to face him on equal footing. Quite the opposite, in fact. Every moment we spend chasing after the creations is another moment. Hesperos can contrive another advantage for himself. The wisest course would be to find him first and foremost. He said that he has become one with the creations. Perhaps that means he is vulnerable to interment. I will never know how to say that word. In theory, that should be possible. However, is it enough to merely confine him after all he has done? I need to know why. I need to know what drove him to forsake everything he's worked for. Was it all truly so that he could serve his master? To my mind, he's merely put La Habrea's own work at risk in trade for some nebulous power. La Habrea is the chief keyword of Pandaemonium. How would throwing it into disarray win his favor? It doesn't make any sense. I share your curiosity, but we must consider that our enemy has us at a disadvantage in every sense. What do you think? Should we seek to put him in fetters, or would it be too dangerous to allow him quarter? If you fail to confine him. Look, with everything that has happened in Endwalker thus far, I am not the biggest fan of just killing people. Like, that seems to be what happens regardless. Daring as ever, I see. I know not which trials you have faced in your past, but to see you so certain is all the convincing I need. Very well, let us try Ericthonius' plan. Thank you, John. I got you back, my boy, I got you back. I may not like your dad, but you seem like good people. I believe I can shed some light on the nature of our foe. When Hesperos spoke with us, I noticed he bore the telltale fangs of the Vricolakus, a beast which feeds off the ether of its prey. Likely that is the creation Hesperos merged his essence with. And we know all too well that he can change the environment around himself at will. The battle will not be an easy one, but I believe in our victory. Ayo, has La Habrea gone mad, and with him, like, the other wards? Is that, like, the thing? Asphodelos, the fourth circle, now accessible. Mwahaha! I think there's a couple quests after this, or there should be a couple quests after this. Maybe one. I don't know. Look, we're gonna keep going on the quest line. And if time permits, we'll switch to Dancer and Ayo, this fight terrifies me. Cause they've been getting worse and worse, right? But like no deaths, a few deaths, many deaths. I think now I'm seeing what she meant when she said yes to that man. When she said yeah, sounds like it's like no. When she alluded to it being yeah, that bad. Oh, the Christmas special from yesterday. It's up on YouTube now. Let's see. We got the loves from the 7 peoples. Boom, 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 boom. And some happies. Ooh, pancake, and then nitro. Okay. I have successfully navigated the horror that is Christmas depression. The Xmas boys. I don't like the Epic Game Store. I'm just gonna say that right now. I know they're apparently giving a bunch of free games every day, but like, I'd rather pay for the games and not have to download Epic Game Store. Isn't that a scene from the opening? Hey, what's this? What? Ayo, two of the animes I'm watching, Shikizakura and Tesla Note, and today. Nice. Hey, I'm getting tired here. I'm getting tired of the wait. I'm sure anyone watching this, whether on Twitch or on YouTube, is gonna be like... I've been questioning, John, why didn't you get a full group going? The answer to that... it's very obvious for those who know me. Okay, we need one more person. Never mind! See, I told you guys it wouldn't be the last time I jumped. I jumped. I thought next fucking... Anyway. The final circle. I'm prepared to die. Are you, chat? I'm prepared to meet the Grim Reaper. Lady of Death, come forth. At least now we know it's not unique to Hazel, Loreen, and Yotsu. Turning yourselves into an amalgamation is not unique to, you know. Hesperus. I'm sorry, but your eyes are creepy shit. Please turn them off. Please be welcome. I'm a goddamn fucking troll. Ah! That's terrifying. Oh, they're all scattered. Nope, nope, nope. Can I approach? Whoop! Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Not doing it, not doing it, not doing it. Nope, 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 not doing it, not doing it, not doing it, not doing it. Why are you that scared? I didn't get hurt somehow. I guess I did the right thing. Okay, while I'm dead, I'm gonna go yell at my cook. I'm pretty sure I fucked up somewhere. That's on me. Oh, I'm back. Some are surviving, I'm constantly dying. Next time I die, I'm just gonna be like, Hazelrust, I said to be gentle. I'm literally gonna type that into the chat. Forget next time I die. I died like 3 times! This is not gentle! I'm too far away when that attack hits, and so I get pulled back. I get pushed back all the way. Well, only thing that matters is that I'm the only dead body right now. Because I'm an idiot. So it's fine if I... I need quicker reaction time. That or to do this is dancing. Because then I'd be far away until wanting to get further away. It's fun. Oh! Oops, I read that wrong. It's no DPS, no tank, no healer, so if I put... Damn. Oh, fuck the red mage. No, not Granite. Oh, no, they're back. It's all good. And now I'm back, apparently. Oh! I'm not bad. Nah, it's fine. Fight's over anyway. As I say as I get rest. Yeah, I don't think we'll be doing Dancer today. As much as I want to. I'm getting a bit exhausted. Ah, who am I kidding? Dancer's only 70, doing just for that. I did something towards the end. A Nosferatu has been added to the list. I want the Nosferatu. I don't know what it is, but I want it. Pandaemonium, Asphodelus, complete. A player commendation. A minion, I need that. I need that. Oh. That's dumb. So you literally cannot do the 4-1 at all. 1, 2, and 3 are doable on repeat until you get the full set. 4 is not. That's fine. Now, Themis, we end this here. Fools, I will not be put in chains. Then I'll kill you. Think that I would fall before one such as you. Perhaps I should have treated you as more than a mere nuisance. Despite your victory, you shall never have the knowledge you seek. The secrets of my transformation, secrets of my deception. They shall return to the star with me. You're wasting your breath, Hesperos. We have the upper hand now. Surely you can see that. Yes, yes, my repertoire is not exhausted yet, however. Although I have failed, my end shall be on my terms. I remain loyal to my very last. Come what may, I die with dignity. How did your ambition lead you so astray, Hesperos? You're better than that. Your star shone more brightly than any other in Pandaemonium. You had Alhabra's respect, his trust. What more did you seek? That you would forsake all that and sully your legacy besides. He became so blinded by his own desires that he lost sight of his duty. In the end, he lost everything, and his plans lie in tatters. I fail to see any dignity in that. Yeah. Even so, I would have liked to know why he chose this path. Esperos's infatuation with your father was his undoing. Perhaps he was jealous that fate had chosen you and not him to be La Habrea's son. So terrible did this jealousy become that he sought verboten power that La Habrea would be unable to ignore. How does a pursuit for respect warp one's heart so? How does infatuation with one person turn into contempt for everyone else? I've never heard of such a thing. Hmm. See, I admit I cannot but find it vexing, but perhaps that signifies not but my own capacity for bitterness. I do understand what it is to have a beacon to follow in dark times, a person you trust to guide you true. How it is to desperately wish their light would fall upon you again. But we have spent enough time assuming the intentions of the departed. There are the living to consider. We must find the other warders and round up the remaining creations forthwith. Of that, at least, we can be certain. I believe I can be of help in that matter. The influence of Hesperos' magic is fading throughout Asphodelis. Now is the perfect opportunity to seize control of the facilities and restore things to the original state. Seize control. Can you really do that? What? What is this presence? Ericthonius. What lies beyond that threshold? That's the passage which connects Asphodelos to Abyssos. Why? Be on your guard, you two. Now that Asphodelos is free of obstructions, I can more easily sense disturbances at the lower levels. Something stirs in Abyssos. Nope, that frame rate drop. A warding sigil? How? Let us return to the gates for now. I should like to apprise the situation from there. Needless to say, our investigation is far from over. That's so weird. Although we have defeated Hesperos, appears we have but scratched the surface of Pandaemonium's troubles. My head is still swimming with questions, but could this mean that Hesperos wasn't actually behind this? It is a stark possibility, yes. The root of this crisis may lie somewhere much deeper than even Abyssos. When we first encountered you, you said the memories of your escape were vague and that your senses were muddled. I believe this was more than the result of a panicked mind. You were made to feel this way by a powerful magical influence. It is possible this same magic could have poisoned Hesperos' heart, twisting his affection for Labre into a burning obsession. Then, in his altered state, he was made an offer of power he could not refuse. Wait, are you suggesting that someone else turned Hesperos into that thing? If so, it stands to reason that they wouldn't stop at him. Indeed, our mysterious mastermind does not lack for subjects for his experiments, for more potential hemitheoi. If what you're saying is true, then my colleagues, they're doomed to share the same fate as Hesperos. Do not lose heart yet, Ericthonius. Hesperos challenged us alone, and that tells me that the process of this creation was a long and taxing one. Fuse the first Emetheos, then the rest of the warders are likely still alive. However, much as I would like to hasten deeper into Pandaemonium, the way forward is sealed off. We must focus our efforts on finding a way through. With the creation still having freedom of Asphodelos, that won't be easy. With the it won't be easy. Ugh. On the contrary, I yet retain control of these circles, and thus can wield interment magic within their halls at will. The creatures will pose no threat to us. And just like that, then nothing stopping us from returning order to Asphodelos. Just so, I shall require expertise to keep the peace after the subjects have been returned. Their confinement, however, you are asked. Sole remaining warder after all. Truth be told, did not expect this investigation to come so involved. Of course, I would like to resolve matters here without resorting to outside help, but... Do you mean to send a report to La Habrea? Tis too soon to say. Let us first find a way into Abyssos. It would be best to withhold our judgment until we have ascertained the whereabouts of the other warders and the identity of the party responsible for their disappearance. Agreed. Even so, if it means saving even a single life within Pandaemonium, then I'm not above asking La Habrea for help, should it come to that. Mans really does not want to ask his dad for help, which, fair. A recent discovery certainly paint Sparrow's actions in a new light. The number of unknown elements in this investigation grows, and we must proceed forward with the utmost caution. To that end, Ericthonius and I shall remain here for the time being. Much as I enjoy your company, I do not believe we shall be needing protection so long as we remain in Asphodelos. You should take this time to rest. Surely you are weary, and there may be more battles ahead of us. Themis' burden may grow heavier in your absence, but he's shown that he's more than capable of bearing it. Still, I would help wheresoever I'm able. All we've achieved so far has been thanks to you two, and I mean to repay the debt I owe. I don't know what use I can be outside of placating the creatures, but I'll find a way. Nonsense, you owe us nothing. It was thanks to your knowledge of the magics which govern this place that we were able to come this far. Elsewise, we would have likely succumbed to the hippocampuses assault. Each of us has arrived at this dire pass by separate paths, but it is only by combining our respective expertise that we will reach the end of it and see Pandaemonium saved. Thank you, Themis. Asparus' words seem to have affected me more than I realized. Together we've come this far, and together we'll reach the end. I have no doubt we will. Even so, let us allow John his rest. Besides, you have someone awaiting a report on your progress, yes? I dare say your story will be much more than they ever imagined. Ah, yeah, I need to go back to Aporia. To the future! Welcome, John. Back from the past, none the worse for wear, I see. So what did you find? So there is evil afoot in Pandaemonium, an already ominous place, I must say. Mythic beasts and missing warders. Truly, we are fortunate to see you return to us in one piece. It appears the voice John heard from the crystal spoke the truth. As for who left it behind and why, those are yet questions to be answered. Indeed, it could be someone who lived among the ancients, or it could be someone trying to avert a tragedy from the future. Much remains shrouded in mystery. Yet, ilm by ilm, we shall unveil that mystery, with the help of John, of course. By his actions was the fabric of the past reshaped, yet returns to the same present he left. Which can only mean one thing, that his intervention in Pandaemonium's crisis is but one of the countless building blocks of history upon which our present has been built. Yeah, technically. There's no telling what consequences would arise if we stopped pursuing this matter now. Whatever plot is unraveling within Pandaemonium, we must not let it reach its conclusion. If one of those creatures should escape, what ripples would carry forth to the future? They might wreak havoc upon the world of the ancients, and their despair would leave an indelible mark upon history's pages. That despair would only feed the terrible beasts that arose during the final days. Oh yeah, that would be bad. The first final days already had a drastic effect on the eons that followed. If the scars it left were made even deeper, then we risk losing our present entirely. Whatever the cost, our connection with the future of Elpis must be preserved. I know I've asked much of you already, but can I count on you to continue working Pandaemonium? Of course. Your tireless efforts are much appreciated. If there's aught we can do to ease your burden, you need only say the word. Sigurd, by your return the crystal into our keeping. While we cannot accompany you to the past, perhaps something can be gained by researching it further. Ah, it shines just as splendidly as the day we met. We shall begin work right away, but I cannot promise any meaningful results for some time, and as matters in Elpis seem to be in a similar state, I must ask that you rest. But before that, allow me to make an introduction. As our research moves into its critical stage, Fatal soon will recruit another assistant. Mylene is an expert in armaments from throughout history, be they from the far-flung past or made in the most modern forges. Should you find aught of interest in your adventures, bring it here, and she'll be glad to offer her services. We know researchers in numerous fields that would love to get their hands on artifacts from bygone eras, and would give you goods in return that should aid you in trials ahead. Furthermore, if you ever wish to peruse the records of events you have reported here, Nemjuji has been taking faithful and thorough notes. She is at your complete disposal. Says that we have embarked upon something monumental, something that will dwarf all else I have accomplished in my many years of research. Think of no greater honor nor reassurance than to have your capable assistance in this endeavor. If there's anything to be found that will contribute to your success, we shall find it. We shall not rest until we have unlocked the mysteries of this crystal, and you will be the first to know when we do. In theory, that's the end. It is indeed. So, Anyway, before I end this portion of the stream, let's look at the armors. And by armors, I mean we're gonna look at the Reaper stuff. Of course, because this is the non-savage versions, it's undieable. It's not bad though. It's actually not bad. Double earrings. Let's go. What do they look like? Oh god. It's actually not bad. Alright, well, that is it for the first part of Pandaemonium. I will be switching to Dancer leveling, so for those watching for Pandaemonium, that's it. For those watching on YouTube, I am apparently the big dumb and pressed escape accident. But yeah, for those watching on YouTube, that's it. I will be back whenever Pandaemonium Part 2 comes out. Or theoretically Tuesday, Wednesday with more Shin Megami Tensei. I don't know, man. Depends on how